Hey everyone, hope you are doing well. Look on the screen, look on the screen. It is a wonderful, beautiful, talented comedian, actress, Monique. So I'm going to play this video that she did on Club Shay with Shannon, and I must say she was looking ever so sharp. The conversation needs to be had. Keep in mind, Derek Dixon with his allegations, he's suing Tyler Perry for $260 million. And he's leaked these collected text messages, okay, between the two of them. And more have come out. Look like somebody was crushing on somebody. And that relationship, even if it had been that, it wouldn't, you're never on equal footing given the dynamics, the wealth, and then the employee-employee relationship. So, it never would have been a relationship on equal footing. But let's discuss Monique. She is definitely hurt. And it sounds like she's got this recording. There was a difference of opinion, and she obviously, based on what she's saying, she's recording it, and then she's playing it like to Kevin Hart, Al Sharpton. I believe she played it for Shannon Sharp. And it's like she's saying, hey, hear me, look what I'm going through, hear me. And I thought about it. Out of all of this right here that I'm about to play for you that she's gone through, Black women, we think we can fix it, and I wish they could come to a resolution. I said, out of all of that, she never made it litigious like Derek Dixon did. There's a big difference between us and them. And they can get you, hey, they feel it right, they're going to get you. They're going to protect their interests, they're going to do it. We, in this community, especially Black women, want to play, Mrs. Fix-It, Miss Fix-It. And not that I'm saying I want her to resort to litigation, but notice the difference. So let's listen to the tape, to the recording, her interview on Club Shay Shay. And I thought about it. If Derek Dixon had the same information or the same experience that Monique had, what do you think he would do? I don't think he'd be reaching out to Al Sharpton or Kevin Hart. I think Derek Dixon would do exactly what he did. Check it out.
Now, to Tyler Perry's credit, Tyler Perry called us up, right? And he said, I can see the pain in you and I can hear it. And I want to let you know that I would never do nothing to hurt you. But the conversation kept going on. Only for Tyler Perry to admit he did start a rumor that I was difficult to work with. He lied. Only for Tyler Perry to admit I was wrong. And when my movie Boo come out, I'm going to say that. Right?
And that was a Halloween movie, which is like, this is old beef. I'm not, it's old. The movie Boo, that was Halloween. That's years ago.
Now here's where, when you did that interview with Kat, I could respect how you do it, because Kat said you let them people lie in your face, and your response was, Kat, I don't know if they're lying or not, right? Because I can only take them at their word. At their word, right? Yes. Well, we sent you the audio of Tyler Perry. I don't want you to take me at my word. I want you to hear his words. And what did you hear that man saying? What did you hear that man saying? He said it.
So as you can hear right now, she's played the tape for Shannon Sharp. And Shannon Sharp said, he said it. Wow.
Is Monique, you're not supposed to be recording people. No. Let me back up. Okay. Everything we did was legal. And here's where a Black woman really gets the kick in the ass. Had I not recorded Tyler Perry, then it would have been my word against his. And then on top of that, it would have been, he's so powerful, we can't even pay no attention to that. Right. Well, now I have him on audio, which is legal to do where we live. Right. Okay? We have them.
And real quick, in some states, they have what's called one-party consent. And I think that's where she's going with that, is that where you can record someone if only one party consents. Some state, it has to be two. So I think that's why she's saying it's legal where they live. And that may have been Shannon Sharp's concern.
On audio. And do you know what some people then said? Why would you record him? Just like you sat there and said, you know it's illegal to. But did you hear what the man said? I violated you.
Yeah.
I mistreated you.
Yeah.
Do you know, Shannon, that's cost my family tens of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
Over a lie and a rumor?
So, again, she said this cost her family tens of millions of dollars over what she says, I have to say alleged, a lie and a rumor. Be her and TP. That's what she says. It has cost her family tens of millions of dollars. So at this point, like I said, notice the difference. Derek Dixon did not wait around after he, went through what he went through allegedly. He went ahead, pulled it out. Do you think if Derek Dixon had a recording of this, do you think that he would have taken Monique's route or sued her? See, there are some of us who don't want to hurt each other. We want to try to work it out and get other folks involved. And this to me is very disappointing. It is very, very, to me, it is very disappointing. It's sad that this issue still has not been addressed.
Is he gonna make her? He's gonna compensate you for that?
I want you to look in your camera.
Yes.
And I want you to talk to Tyler Perry because you heard what that man said. So ask him, will he compensate my family for that?
Tyler, will you come on Club Shay Shay and let's have a conversation about the fair compensation for what transpired between you and Monique? You can sit right here and she's sitting right here and you and I can have a conversation.
And we'll do you one better. And give me 5 on that, baby. We'll do you one better, Shay. My husband and I will sit right next to him. See, with this whole situation, and some of the people that Kat talked about, ironically, I have this issues with those same people. There were people that reached out to Tyler Perry on my behalf.
Okay.
And I was grateful for that. Okay. There was Al Sharpton, the Reverend Al Sharpton, civil rights leader.
Yeah.
I sent him that audio. He listened to it. He said, baby, what that man did to you was wrong, and you're like my daughter. And we're going to have to get him to fix that.
Right.
We didn't hear from Al Sharpton for 6 months. The next time we saw Al Sharpton, he was on a podium talking about we don't need to fly commercial because we can fly Tyler Perry's private jet.
Wow.
I said, that's why maybe I'm not hearing back from him. Wow. Okay. Then we had our beautiful sister, Stephanie Mills.
Yes.
Okay. Who is, she don't play.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I told her what happened, sent her the audio. Now, I don't know if she listened to that audio or not. But however, she called Tyler Perry. She said, Monique, Tyler Perry does not want to revisit this. Okay, fine.
Right.
While we're on the phone, Tyler Perry calls her back and says, I will meet with Monique, but not with her husband. Now, you ready for this?
Yeah.
And then Monique has to apologize publicly.
What?
To say, oh.
Whoa! Right. What is she? What would she need to apologize for? That part right there. What would she need to apologize for? That's the part I'm not understanding.
A hefty $10,000 or more for new windows, and I.
Nothing to do with messing up her career.
So let me kind of go back.
Audio or not, but however, she called Tyler Perry. She said, Monique, Tyler Perry does not want to revisit this. Okay, fine.
Right.
While we're on the phone, Tyler Perry calls her back and says, I will meet with Monique, but not with her husband. Now, you ready for this?
Yeah.
And then Monique has to apologize publicly to say Oprah and I had nothing to do with messing up her career.
But that'd be a lie.
Look in the goddamn camera.
Oh my God.
I thought that was a stage, the way you...
Look in the camera.
Yes.
Because you heard it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when you hear what this man is saying. So I said, Stephanie, tell Tyler Perry, never will I meet with him without my husband. And I owe no apology, so I'm not going to give one. That goes away. Kevin Hart. Now, you know when Cat Williams said gatekeepers?
Yes.
Kevin Hart, I do his podcast.
Yes.
And I want y'all to re-listen to the podcast so you can hear it for yourself. When he first comes on, he says, you're like my mother. You're like my aunt. You're like my sister. Okay? Then we do the podcast. We speak about the Tyler Perry situation. Oprah Winfrey, he said, I don't really know Oprah, but I'm going to reach out to Tyler. I appreciate that. Kevin kept his word. He reached out to Tyler Perry. Kevin Hart called me back about maybe a week or so later. He said, Mo, I talked to Tyler. He said he don't want to revisit it. He said, but I tell you what, let's move past that, Mo. Let's just move past that and let's just do great things. So whatever
That's what Kevin said.
I want you to hear me, Kevin Hart. Let's move past that, Mo. Let's do some great things together. Don't even worry about it. Whatever y'all want to do, I will partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do. Now, let me say that before we go any further, because I want to make sure I give Kevin Hart his proper credit. When my family was up against the wall, Kevin Hart wrote us a check and said, here you go. We're forever grateful for that. When we were able to give it back, we said, brother, we appreciate you with some interest on top, because I don't ever want nobody to think me and my husband.
Now, when she just said that, when her family was up against the wall, just to be honest, we already saw the drama that unfolded with The Color Purple. Why it had to go that way? It should have been a movie, just some beautiful black women working together. We already saw that drama and about the pay. Then you wonder why you can have all these movies. This woman should be worth at least $40 million out of all the work that she's done. As a black woman, as I said before in the video, one thing we have to do is fight, fight, fight. There is even money from the Parkers that I believe she and Kim are owed having a fight, and they're saying, oh, that there was no money. The powers that be, and it's like, that's crazy. It's still showing on some of these other apps the Parkers are. So can you imagine being a black woman? You got to go ahead and fight the industry, the mainstream, and then we've got fighting among ourselves, each other, in our own community? This is crazy to me. She shouldn't have to, and I'm glad Kevin Hart helped her, but it's like, you look at all the work that is done, $50,000 shouldn't be a problem. So it just goes to show you, this is part of our life. Fight, fight, fight. Fight the greater society, the majority, the system itself, and then you got fighting within the community of your own. It's got to be exhausting. This has got to be, to me, it's just hearing it is just exhausting. Wow. So Kevin Hart came through because her.
So I want to make sure I put that out there. That brother really helped us out when we needed to be helped out. Then when he came back with, I got you. I didn't ask Kevin Hart to do anything. He said, I'll executive produce. I'll partner with you. I said, good shit, Kevin, because we're in a deal with Endemol. And we're trying to get our talk show back. Mo, whatever it is, I got you. Now, Kevin Hart is one of the biggest entertainers right now in the world,
Correct.
right? And was then.
Yeah.
We got off the phone with Kevin Hart. We called Endemol immediately and said, Kevin Hart said, whatever we want to do, he got us. He's going to partner, executive use. They was like, oh, this is incredible, because when you put Kevin Hart's name on it, you already know what it is.
Correct.
2 weeks go by.
So 2 weeks go by, and guess what? There's no Kevin Hart. And then what she's going to tell you is that then it turns out his manager comes forward and kind of has a little message for Monique. And guess what? The message is not good.
Endemol says, we just got a call from Kevin Hart's manager, Dave Becky. And Dave Becky said, Kevin doesn't want anything to do with Monique. Wow. So whatever she told y'all, he doesn't want to do anything with her, nothing. He doesn't want any kind of relationship with Monique.
So what changed between the 2 weeks and plus he gave you a check, you gave the money back,
with
then
interest.
said he would partner with you, executive produce, whatever you need, Mo, hey, we got you. So what transpired, or what do you think transpired between then, that 2 week period?
Well, soon as we got off the phone and they told us what Kevin's manager, David Becky, said, I called Kevin Hart immediately. I said, hey, baby, we just got off the phone with Endemol, and they said Dave Becky called them up and said, you don't want anything to do with me.
Wow.
He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication. I can tell you right now. I said, wait a minute. Are you okay, though, with this white man calling them up? getting in between our relationship after something you said. He said, Mo, that's a miscommunication, and we're going to talk Tuesday. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you right now, it's a miscommunication. That was 2 years ago.
Wow.
If you talk to him, I talk to him.
2 years
I've never
ago.
talked back to Kevin Hart again.
2 years ago. Man, it sounds like somebody, she has her recording. It sounds like, I don't know if there's a go-between, but they said, he said, she said. It makes me wonder if somebody else is also saying something totally different. That was 2 years ago. Good thing you didn't hold your breath. I mean, this is unbelievable. She cannot get any help. Wow.
So that's what we're faced with. When you allow somebody to come in between a relationship with a woman that you said, I'm like your mother. You said, I'm like these things. I didn't ask you for that. So everything that baby was saying sitting here, everything he was saying was on the up and up, because when you hear people say, get the anger out your heart. Oh, man, no one's saying he's lying. No one ever said I was lying. It's so easy to discount and devalue because of what we look like.
Right.
However, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I will not allow you to discount or devalue, because that is your voice.
Wow.
On that audio. Remember on Good Times when Penny's mother was whooping up on her, and then and she had recorded it? That's you.
Oh, no.
So how does it go from you saying you're going to give me an apology to now I owe you an apology?
But what do you want an apology for?
What could I possibly owe you an apology for when you've admitted? Wow. See, when Lee Daniels says to me, because Cookie from the show Empire, I was offered that role. Now Taraji tore it up, baby. Listen here. However, I was offered that. Then Felita called me back and say, baby girl, they said you're too difficult to work with. But you hear on the audio that a man told David Talbert I was difficult to work with. Do you see how that cost my family?
Yes.
And with no accountability? Because, it's the great Tyler Perry? No, you've got to be accountable for that. Oprah Winfrey, you've got to be accountable for the things you've done with my family. You've got to be accountable for that.
Is there any relationship between you and Tyler and you and Oprah currently?
No.
But I thought there was an apology. I read that I thought I read somewhere that Oprah had issued you an apology and Tyler had issued an apology.
Now with Oprah, she's referring to I believe Monique had appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and there was some drama with her brother regarding an allegation of possibly ASSAULT, and I think Monique did not want to discuss it. And then, from what I understand, that they did the show, and then up pops the brother on the show. So I think that's why she felt some type of way, because she was like, "Wow, I thought we agreed not to discuss it." That's the video that I saw on her with regard to the Oprah incident that happened a long time ago. So
that's not correct.
No.
The only person that's giving you an apology,
you saw it, is Lee Daniels.
Wow.
That's the only person. So we are in a place where we're too afraid to call them for what it is.
Wow.
We're too afraid to say, if it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, what is it, Shannon? It's a duck.
Right.
So again, you see the struggle of the black woman as I'm sitting here talking to you, and you say, Mo, but why would you record him? But you heard the man violate me. The first thing wasn't, I can't believe that cat did that to you. It's, why would you do it?
And that's, you listen, speaking in general, that's why it's so hard to speak out. And when you do it as a black woman, no matter what it is, people look at you crazy. What she just said, be it someone attacking you, a bad business deal, just let it go. Why? I'm sorry, because people do devalue black women. Even we do it. And then when you fight for yourself, you're seen as the bully. Why are you wasting your time? Someone said to me yesterday, I can't believe you're doing this to this, yada, 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 with that lawyer. I'm like, well, guess what? He stole. I'm not going to take it lying down. And I had to go through hoops to get my money. So there is a law. Even if you get somebody the money later, I shouldn't have to fight you to go and get my money. I shouldn't have to do all that. And it was Dusty Dan, by the way. It was not a black man. Okay, Dusty Dan. So I'm like, there's a law about that. That's a violation of the rule. There's a law for attorneys. When you owe somebody money, it's called prompt notification. when you take somebody's money just holding your account and you lying and say, oh yeah, it's not here yet, say what, really? So it's called, oh, why are you doing that? No, the question is, why did he do it? If I were a white female, I would get that answer, that question. But yes, when you're a black woman and you stand up for yourself, people want to always ask you, why you do that? And this right here, I know a lot of people feel uncomfortable being recorded, might make them a little tense. It would be great, I think, if they could sit down and have a conversation. Guess what? Without any, to agree, okay, guess what? We're going to have a conversation. Nobody's going to record anybody. That would be great if they could do that. You're finna hear the opening bell. So I'm sorry, it's gonna start. You're gonna hear like ding, ding, ding. Sorry about that. But yeah, but that's often it when you're a black woman. Why did you do that? Is you have to always play defense. You gotta always play defense. Now, well, why did that person lie to you to keep your money? I don't know. Go ask his line behind. You sitting up here doing this to him. Well, what about what happened to me? So you learn real quick, and I'm not referring to show business, I'm going to say me, in business matters, you learn real quick. As a black woman, expect to be devalued, and when you stand up for yourself, sometimes folks look at you funny, and they will question you, like she said. It wasn't, oh, how this happened to you. Why did you record? Maybe it should have been asked, gee, I'm sorry this happened to you. That's what you don't get as a black woman. You don't get it.
Would you record him? But you heard the man violate me. The first thing wasn't, I can't believe that cat did that to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's, why would you do it? And we understand it. Right. Because we've been conditioned that way.
Because when you had to get somehow, because when you're telling people these are lies, yes, nobody is believing Monique.
Wow.
So now, even though you have him record his voice, and that's him, and he's saying he made it up, now it's no longer, oh man, I can't believe he lied on Mo. Mo, why'd you record it? So now they put the onus back on you.
Yep.
Where's the win? How do we win? How does a black woman win when you say, here he is right here?
You don't win. And that's the whole idea. As a black woman, you don't win. Everybody, I think, expects us, and just speaking in general, everybody expects us to just be prepared for defeat. Somebody got to be at the bottom. Oh, it's going to be you. How do you win? As a black woman, you don't win. We got to always fight. Like I said, just yesterday, I couldn't believe it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What you're doing? What about the fact that this person's cheating me? I shouldn't. That's crazy. So this right here, I must say, and again, I'm definitely not on her level, but as far as like her, no, I'm just a little person. I've been self-employed. But you think about it. As a black woman, you don't win. And so what she's been doing, she's been obviously taking this tape or the recording that and she's not saying tape. Me, I'm old school. She's in audio. She's taking it around, and it looks like she's searching for resolve among other people, and probably not going to get it. I don't know, but I do want to point out in the purpose of the video how we operate. Look how we operate. Look how Derek Dixon operated. Do you think if Derek Dixon had that recording, and like I said, depends on her state. In some states, there is one party consent, which means only one party has to agree to it. In some states, it's two parties. So she says where she lives, it's legal. So that tells me it must be, I'm assuming it's one party consent. So do you think, and I know a lot of people, hey, that with Derek Dixon, those text messages, more that I've seen, there's obviously some interest there, somebody getting jealous, Tyler, what have you, based on those text messages, allegedly. But what do you think Derek Dixon would have done if he had this recording? You think he would have gone around? No, he's going to go ahead and get to the money quick and file a lawsuit. Typically what happens, there's a demand letter. Then after the demand letter, no response, or lack of, desired response, then comes a lawsuit. So do you think that Derek Dixon, if he had these recordings that Mo has, allegedly, this audio that I guess quite a few people have heard, you think he would have just taken her route, trying the kumbaya route? Or do you think he would have just jumped down and said, yo, I'm getting ready to sue? I think he did what he did. And I thought about it. If she had done, and I watched Tyler Perry shows. Hey, you already know my stance on it. But I thought about it. If she had done what Derek Dixon did, not that I'm saying she, should get litigious, but if she had done that, a lot of the support that Derek Dixon is getting, especially from our community, and that's people's right. Again, that relationship, it would always be in imbalance because of the power structure, the dynamics, wealth, regular person, employer, employee, holding your livelihood in their hands. But if she had done that, if she had released it and gotten litigious, I guarantee you she would have got a beat down from the community. I guarantee you. Well, she didn't have that. Well, first of all, she shouldn't have been recorded. That's what she shouldn't have been doing. First of all, she would have gotten a beat down in the community, guaranteed. She ain't supposed to be recording nobody. She walking on herself. How we know that? We know they got AI. It would have been all kind. So what's the deal? As a black woman, like the video I did before, that's part of your life. Is fight, fight, fight. This here is so disappointing, and it's an old beef, not discounting it, but it's like, wow, she's having to deal with this. And then despite playing the recording, people choose a side. And it looks like to me they're not choosing her side. And you're a black woman too? So then you look at the wealth disparity. She did, and I believe that was with Lee Daniels, the movie Precious. Where's the money on the back end that I've heard that they could get? $50,000. Derek Dixon, and I don't think he was the star of the show. It looked like it was like, like a little 2-bit part, if you ask me. He wasn't one of those. I've only seen maybe a couple of episodes of that, very limited, the Oval. He made more money than her in one season. Then Lee Daniels paid her in Precious. Precious earned $63 million, and she got paid a lousy $50,000. I saw something on Wikipedia and on Google. It said Derek Dixon's annual salary was $600K. There's some other reports that it went from $600K to $1 million a season. But let's look at his resume. There's no comparison. So see, that's why it is so hard for black women, and they want how to angry and bitter. Well, we're shaped by our experiences, and this right here is just heartbreaking. I wish they could sit down. And she's reaching out to black men for help. Kevin Hart, which he did help her financially. Even that shouldn't even be an issue with her resume. But still, when you're underpaid, I guess that's what happens. Al Sharpton, oh please, don't get me started on Al Sharpton. My opinion of that man is with most politicians. Whichever way the buck blows, that's the way that little man gonna roll. That's my opinion about him. Whichever way the buck rolls, that's the direction I believe Al Sharpton will go. We've heard about, I don't know about you, about the so-called shakedown for the company. Oh, this is done wrong. You're doing this to black people. And I'm going to go ahead and report it. Then all of a sudden the check may appear. And next thing you know, yeah, I've heard things about that about Al Sharpton. So you're looking to these men to help Monique, baby. Don't waste your time. You're looking to get help, girl. Don't do it. So this right here, let me know what you all think. If Derek Dixon had what she has, this alleged audio, a tape, a recording of what Tyler says, do you think he would have taken this route, trying to have a kumbaya? I doubt it. He's gonna head right to the courthouse. Right to the courthouse. And she said this cost her family tens of millions of dollars because, hey, she's already got a label, allegedly, that she's difficult to work with. And to me, it is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Anyway, thanks for listening. At this point, if it hasn't been a resolve, I don't think there's going to be. But I hope her acting gigs will pick up. Maybe after this, people realize, okay, Shannon, and he did cop to that. He heard it, that he said it. I mean, what all do you need? She's playing the tape and still. But see, when you're a black woman, all you have to do is say, oh, hard to work with. Oh, she's difficult. And automatically it's believed in anything. Oh, in anything. In anything, people will believe, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm not surprised. And if you speak up for yourself, or you're seen as a problem, just take that abuse and, keep it moving. That is what's typically expected. And when you don't do it, you might be seen as a problem. So this is heartbreaking. So let me know what you all think. It's just sad. We cannot get along being regular people. We cannot get along being superstars. It has to be some drama. But we can get along with everybody else. But I want to just point out too, look how Derek Dixon moved. Oh, he didn't sit up here and try to have a kumbaya moment. No. Look how Derek Dixon moves. With the law, what they said, lawyer. See the difference? He didn't come with a kumbaya. He went straight to the courthouse. It's sad. Anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I just wish there could be a resolve, because this is, to me, it's disturbing. And I like Monique. It's disturbing. And I'm out.